This is me reviewing a comic. Even though you're going to see this a lot, this is the first of various story arcs that existed in Star Wars Republic. The first one is Twilight. Twilight begins where you meet a character that has no memories of his past. He doesn't know who he is, and he's trying to find answers. I know this kind of thing has been done before, and not the most original premise. But you know what? I like it. Now, if you've seen episode 1, if you pay attention at one little specific spot, you could see Quillen Voss. I know some people pronounce it Corin Voss, but it's actually Quillen Voss. Anyway, Quillen Voss, this was interesting. They could have easily just told endless amount of stories of Obi-Wan and Anakin during the time between episodes 1 and 2, but they didn't. John Ostrander told the stories of new characters. This is the first appearance of Quillen Voss outside the films. Episode 1 was his first appearance, but his first comic book appearance was in Twilight. Eris Sakura, for those of you who are fans of the Clone Wars, she made her first appearance in this comic as well. The first of many story arcs that Quillen Voss be featured in. He's a fan favorite character who's been popular for many years. And now, what I thought of the first story that he's featured in, I liked it. The art is really good. Even though you're going to hear me talk about this a lot, because for comics, artwork is really important. Oh, and it introduces another character, Veil, or Veal. I think Veal's his name. He's a funny guy. I like him. He's one of those characters, you can't help but love. He's a character that'll be featured a lot throughout this series. And actually, fact, if you actually read the Infinites for Empire Strikes Back, he's actually featured in there. Yeah, I didn't know that until years later. Go figure. Quillen Voss was a really interesting character. At first, he doesn't appear that way. He looks like this Jedi that looks like an Indian. Come on, he does look kind of like a Native American. I'm just looking for a good, panel. But this is an example of great artwork, which isn't really featured that much in Star Wars now. I'm not the biggest fan of the current Marvel. I'm sorry for those who read it, but I'm not a fan of the art. John Ostrander is a really good artist. Of course, at the end of this, he meets Mace Windu. Why am I spoiling the ending? Because I'm going to be talking about the ending anyway. You get to learn more about a bit about his people. I'm not going to show any more. Twilight is a good story, though the arcs that follow it, I think, are better. Quillen Voss, it doesn't tell you too much about his character, because you don't know that much. You don't know why his memories were erased. Why did he lose his memories? And this had me hooked immediately. I wanted to learn more. And he has an interesting ability, which is unique amongst Jedi. Quillen Voss, he has the ability to find out what happens, let's say, in a scene, just by touching certain objects. He can find out what happened. And you know what? Jeez. Quillen Voss would be a great detective. Better than Batman, I can tell you that much. Yeah. I think Quillen Voss, I kind of view him as the Batman of the Star Wars universe. I think he's awesome. One of my favorite characters. I'd highly recommend you read this comic. I mean, I got this relatively cheap. I will be talking about the rest of these later. But Twilight is I put it masterpiece rating, but my final verdict on the Quillen Voss storyline, I'll give you that as soon as I, review all of it. So, this is Star Shinobi over and out. May the Force be with you, and see you guys in the next one. Later, everyone.